Now, Group I is one that I think will interest a lot of people, but the person who I think interests the most is you, Cameron, as you have got France in the sweepstakes, so you sort of know a lot about this group.
Yeah, I was very fortunate drawing France, which upset a lot of my friends, given I was the one that was actually doing the draw. I did put a video.
Now it's all coming out.
Yeah,
He's
but
doing the draw. Of course,
I recorded the draw. I put it all out on YouTube so I could see how fair it was. They even got my live reaction, which was me laughing at the fact that I got France. And then my girlfriend in the background going, "It's a fix, it's a fix.
It's a fix, it's a fix." To be fair, we had the complete opposite thing in my family sweepstake, because we did it by group, and Group I and Group L, I think it is. My mum ended up with England and France. So, yeah, my mum's very, very happy. The one person in the family who's not really a football fan all of a sudden gets his ST teams in it.
Yeah,
but,
like the people who are the football fans, and they got shafted. Like, I think one person got Uzbekistan and Congo. They're in the same group,
rough.
but like it's rough. And then we had someone's dad get both Spain and Germany. And then obviously like the girls who don't watch football was like, "Oh yeah, cool, we'll do it." One of them pulled Portugal, the other one pulled Argentina. So it was like,
oh, okay. At least they're entertaining to watch until the very end.
Yeah, so it's like
not quite as much of a fix, Cameron. Fix. Anyway, with your fix, tell us about Group I.
Well, Group I is probably the most entertaining. The one group where you've got three big teams that can cause damage throughout the whole competition, not necessarily just the group, but they just need to get out of the group to make sure they can cause damage in the later stages. France, obviously, runners-up in the last World Cup, winners of the one before, Mbappe, big player, Elise, big player. You've got the whole team is just elite. Even their second team can still be classed as elite players. Like, their squad depth is just insane.
I assume, so very quickly, I assume you think they're going right to the last knock-ins of this. Like, they are going to be one of the final four.
100%. Like, it would be.
Yeah, okay.
It depends on who they draw along the way. I think that will be the one thing, because there's a good chance that they could have like a really tough knockout stage from the round of 16 onwards.
I think that's the case with England and France. I feel like they would end up. I think they end up going through the same route, so they might end up drawing each other early. But
so look, France are, by far one of the favourites, along with Spain, to win the whole thing. And it's you're looking at, again, the whole team is just insane. And like some of the players, like even Dembele, I haven't even mentioned him yet, the Ballon d'Or winner. Like having him, Mbappe, Elise as like part of your front three or four, like you're already shaking, like, oh god, we have to play against them today. But then
hang on, one of them's injured, one of them's taken a little knock. We've got to bring on someone else. Desiree Doué, Barcola,
Turkey,
exactly.
It's unfair. Put it that way.
They are, for me, I think they're the best squad in this. Yeah.
100%, and you want them to show it the whole way through as well, because France have they were underwhelming in the last World Cup with some of their performances, and they only really kicked on throughout the knockouts. Even in the World Cup final, for the first 60-70 minutes, they were non-existent.
They were poor,
so easy, and then they got that spark after a couple of substitutions. Mbappe got one.
A couple of really quick goals from Mbappe, wasn't it? Really changed the tide.
And then you're thinking this is probably one of the best World Cup finals ever.
Yeah, completely.
Now we move on to other teams in the group. Iraq, who I'll mention first, whip him, boys. 100%. No chance, 0 goals. I think they probably could concede the most amount of goals in the tournament. I really do.
I think that's a very fair shout, especially, not looking at one of the other tems in the group as well, with a certain centre forward who's been banging in goals and a certain Premier League Golden Boot winner.
It's like
if that's the team.
Norway, 8 out of 8 wins in qualifying in Italy's group as well, which is why the Italians probably haven't made it to the World Cup anyway. But it's like they've got such a good squad all around. Haaland up top is obviously the biggest name. They've got Odegaard, Berg in midfield. They've also got Nusa, who's an exciting young winger in the Bundesliga. Sorloth as well, who wasn't great in the Prem, but has been amazing for Atletico Madrid throughout his career there. So it is just going to be like a really good squad to look at the whole time, and it's an exciting group because even I think it's their fullback Ryerson from Dortmund. He's sort of similar to like Trent and Robertson for Liverpool, where he will be an assist
Wants
machine.
to go forward. And,
and it's like having that outlook will be really good. But then you look at the African team, Senegal, the real AFCON champions. Their team as well is still stacked with unbelievable talent throughout the whole thing.
I mean, from someone who's a Chelsea fan here, and I know that he is definitely not the best centre forward in the world, but Nicholas Jackson, for them, not starting, there'd be I think every other African nation and a lot of teams in this tournament would love to have someone like him playing up front for them. And again, I don't even think he's that great, but you look at the quality that they're going to have, even off the bench, and their starting 11 anyway, they're going to be a real problem. And again, with what we said before about the conditions of the pitches and stuff, these guys will be completely and utterly used to it already. They know what's going to be coming, and I think they're going to cause a real problem. I think that, for me, anyway, from what I see, and please, if you disagree with me here, please say so, but I feel like Iran will be the whipping boys, and I feel like all three of the other teams will go through. I think they will all have enough to score goals against Iraq, and I think that, with Iraq as well, with all of their problems that they've got going on, again with the Donald Trump scenarios and everything, I think that they're destined for failure, and I feel like all the other teams are really going to be right up there. The only thing about Senegal, no fans.
Yeah, that is probably one of the things, but I think they'll generate fans throughout the tournament, I think. And it's the Africans that are able, they'll happily go out and support them as well. Plus, there's enough.
I don't think they're able to. I don't. I think unless it's changed, I'm pretty sure that the certain African nations, one of which is Senegal, have all actually been banned from bringing fans to the tournament. I think they're on one of the banned list. I don't know what changed with that, but also as well, there'll be a lot of people in America that will have African heritage anyway, and there will be a lot of. I think there'll be a lot of people that will have Senegalese, especially being where it is as well, on that sort of western coast. I feel like they're going to have a lot of people that will have some identity with Senegal in some way, shape or form.
But even then, the players that they have will also attract the interest from people as well. And it's like, I'm looking at this, obviously Sadio Mane is the biggest name out there. He wants to finish second.
Liverpool fans will jump on board with supporting.
And it's
him
like, you want to watch him. And it's like, Nicholas Jackson from Chelsea and Bayern Munich, again, he might not be the fan favourite for either team, but again, it's a name that will attract. Iliman Ndiaye, he's been great for Everton this year, and it's like, again, someone else that will come in. They've also got Papagay and Idrissa. You've got Diarra from Sunderland, youngster. They've also got Koulibaly, they've got Mendy, and they've got El Hadji from West Ham. They've got a lot of good players in this team that will cause problems. I think the way this group will go, given the fixtures of it, will kind of tell you how it will. It's France versus Senegal first.
Oof.
That's the thing. I think Senegal have probably the hardest run first, but they will know exactly what they need to do on the last day against Iraq.
Yeah.
Which will help them.
That's very
true. They could
go
into that final day on 0 points, knowing, okay, we need to score at least 5 goals to get through. And I think they can do it. Because Norway played Iraq first in their first game, and that will be enough, I think, to get Norway through already.
Yeah,
and then it's going to be a case of how well they can play against Senegal in the second game, because it is Norway Senegal, which is probably going to be the battle for that second, third place spot. Yeah. And then Norway have France in the last game, and Norway want to have done their job already, getting at least 4 points if they can, and just being comfortable in the last game, knowing we can lose to France, but we're still through to the knockout stages. So, I think, again, very exciting games throughout this group. I think the Iraq game...
predict it. Go on, predict, to round it off, predict it. I assume we're going... I think France you're top. Like me. France top. I'm going to go Norway second. Are you going there?
Yes, I will go Norway second and then Senegal third, but then Senegal will qualify from the group as well.
I agree.
And I think if that happened, I think they would face England if England finished top of their group in the next round.
And that's tough. That is
still a tough game, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's very fair. I think it will end up with France, Norway, Senegal, and Iraq in fourth.
It will also be quite disappointing if all three of them don't make it out of the group, because those three teams, in their own right, very much deserve to be in the latter stages purely because of how good they are.
They're very unlucky to be drawn in the same
in such
group.
A tough group. Yeah, like if you're going to that group after such a good qualification as well, you're thinking, oh, we've been stiffed up here. Even looking at some of the rest of the groups that they could have been drawn into, like say if Norway was Belgium and they had Egypt, Iran and New Zealand, again, they're comfortably getting 9 points and through to the next round without having to worry too much. But again, it's part of just the luck of the draw as well, which is part of football, unfortunately. But
yeah, I think in a normal World Cup where this would have been a group of death, you'd have had one of the teams that unfortunately didn't make it, and you just say it's a rubber that it's just the luck of the draw. But with the third place team going through, they all should be aiming to go through. Yeah, 100%.
Or at least
and I think the tournament is better if all three of them go through.
Yeah, which is like, I know people have been a bit upset about the tournament expanding, but you also have the opportunity then to line up a lot more bigger games and a lot more games with more meaning behind it. Because we could have easily been like, okay, well, it's France and Norway in this group, and then you've got Iraq, and then maybe like Costa Rica, say, as an example, what a lot of World Cup groups have been in the past. And you already know, well, these two will go through, those two will go out. And there's very little competition. But now it's a case of like, okay, we can finish third, but...
And still have enough.
But we also need next year we score enough goals, which in the flip side could mean just more open games in general.
I think when FIFA made the expansion of this to 48 teams, they only were thinking about one thing. They were thinking about the one thing that makes every single football fan the most excited that they possibly can, which is goals. Yeah. And I think even for people that are neutrals trying to get into football and all this sort of stuff, people want to see goals. You add more teams in, you're going to get goals because you're going to get more games. And particularly when the teams of the quality of Iraq, with all due respect to them, I just think they'll get battered by all three teams in this group. So I hope that all three teams will go through.